Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Sorry, I was a second late there.
I didn't notice that. No,
okay. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you this morning?
I'm good. It's day before Christmas. Not like there's anything to do. I mean, this is just a sit and watch college football game kind of day, right?
Yeah. Put your feet up, relax, kick
Sit.
back.
Like the day after, like New Year's Day, right?
Yes.
You were up late New Year's Eve and you just chill on New Year's Day, usually. Well, yeah, no, I've got a little bit to do. How about you?
Same here. Be running around a little bit, which actually I enjoy. I think we talked
enjoy. I was going to say you've said in the past that you enjoy that.
I do enjoy.
And I think we got together. You and I got together like near Christmas 4 or 5 years ago, and I had coffee. I think we were out in Hunt Valley, and we had coffee. And I remember that you were really excited because of all the shoppers and just the hustle and bustle. And you were like, "This is so much fun."
I love watching people be frantic. Well, I'm just the calm one. It's like, it's all right. You can go ahead of me. Go ahead. It's fine. I don't care. It was interesting. I got a little taste of that yesterday. I walked into Wegmans, which here is a big store, and it was
grocery store.
It was chaos.
Oh yeah,
but it was good. So anyhow, welcome everyone to today's Antidote, our daily broadcast and podcast, where we have a conversation around topic. And this week's topic has been success. And then we share our thoughts and ideas. So if you have things you'd like to share throughout this, please feel free to add a comment. If you are watching the broadcast on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn Live, please feel free to add your comments, whether you're watching
Spotify.
It live,
you can watch it on Spotify, Tom. Don't be dissing Spotify.
I know, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
And if you are listening to this on Spotify or some other podcast,
Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher. Yeah. Wow. Oh, there's a long list. Republica, I think is one of them. One of these days I'm going to read the whole
lists. Anyhow, if that's the case, you can always go to our Ring of Renegades Facebook group and put in your comment.
Join the 1,100 other people there.
Correct. Join 1,100 other people and share your ideas. You might be a real impact for someone there. And then at the end of the show, Bob and I will share our one thing.
Not today, though.
That's right. Today's Friday, so it's Discoveries of the Week. So we'll talk about what we have discovered this week. And if there's something you've discovered about success this week, please feel free to add that as well, because we know that'll be beneficial. So now we're going to dive into what we do to kick off every show, is our celebrations. What are you celebrating today, Bob?
I'm going to celebrate you and your lovely wife, because we had lunch yesterday. You gave me a really nice birthday gift and a Christmas gift. You made cookies, or not cookies, but chocolates, dark chocolate covered marshmallows, which are one of my favorites. And your wife gave me a lovely bottle of bourbon, and you both helped me deal with a complicated situation. And I think there's a thought in my head at times about how business and personal life are separate. But I'm realizing more and more that when your personal life is not completely straight in your head and things are a little chaotic, that it affects business and vice versa. And so I try to tie these things to business where I can. And I think that's the business tie, that if you're clear on personal stuff, it helps you be able to focus on the business stuff. And you too, yesterday, helped me get some clarity. You listened to me. You made fun of me. You said a comment to me. I'm not going to share what the comment was, but when we first got there, you made a comment to me that made me feel so much more comfortable with the rest of my day. So I thank both of you. It was very kind, very generous. I'm incredibly blessed to get to be in your presence, whether it's this way or in person. And your wife is equally as amazing to me. And I've only been in a room with her 3-4 times now.
How many times?
Not like that. Come on.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I was aware of the number of times that was the case.
I think it's 3, maybe 4 if you count the times we ran into Wegmans over the years.
True. That is true.
So what are you celebrating?
Well, thank you for doing that. And of course, I also celebrate the relationship with you because I find this same value, the opportunity to connect and engage. And I'm not just saying that because you said that. I do truly believe that. And I'll have another celebration. My celebration today is, it's going to be a business one, I think, is that we did the workshop the other day, and it really got me thinking about a lot of things. Some of the things that I'll share.
Yeah, I wish to success the Renegade Way
Correct.
workshop.
And some of it I'll share in my discoveries of the week. And others of it was some clarity around next year. And, sort of what I'm hoping for and dreaming about for next year. And I think I don't know if relieved is the right word, but I think maybe it's just clarity and comfort. And maybe it goes back to John Wooden's quote about success that we talked about the other day. That
Twice, 2 days. Yesterday you brought it up, and you brought up, I think, Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I'm getting short memory. Either that, or you can tell I really like it because I share it a lot. It's maybe peace of mind. That first part of his quote on success is peace of mind, in knowing that I think I have a really good grasp on where I want to go next year. And now it's just the opportunity to take advantage of that. So that's kind of what I'm celebrating.
Awesome. And yes, the nation celebrates today, Tom. Can't do that when it's on your lap. It makes it look like an earthquake.
I know.
Plus, you'll wake your family.
Yeah, actually, most of them are already up, but except for the one who...
it's an early morning at the Brush family compound.
Except for the one who takes up residence in my office. He's usually the last, so that's...
well.
Thus, I'm in hostage mode today.
Yeah, I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. He always looks, Tom, whenever he's been in this situation, it always feels like he's being told that he has to speak these words into the camera to get his breakfast.
Yes.
So it's a national day. It's National Eggnog Day.
Makes sense.
Now, do you like eggnog?
No.
Me either.
Actually, I've never had it. So I really shouldn't say I don't like it. I don't like the concept, the look, all of those things make me decide that even though I've never tasted it, I don't think I will like it.
The last time I had it, I was at a party and they just wouldn't let me go until I tried it. And it was so heavily spiked. All you tasted was the rum, not the eggnog. There was no egg and there was no nog. It was rum. It's like 80% rum and 20% eggnog was the ratio they were using. Yeah, and people were quite relaxed.
I bet.
Because that's the other thing about eggnog. It sneaks up on you.
Well,
so I've heard. I haven't had that much of it to know. I'm not a big fan.
Will you have some tonight?
What's that?
Will you share in some tonight or no?
No. Nope. Not even. I can't remember the last time I was somewhere with eggnog.
Okay.
I was at a party Saturday night and they didn't. Well, maybe they did. We got there late. Maybe it was gone. I don't look for it, so it's not.
And probably those who do like to drink and drink a lot of it, maybe because it's heavily loaded with some type of alcohol.
Right, and it's also seasonal.
Correct.
It's like the peppermint or the peppermint spice cookies or peppermint spice bark or all that stuff that, it only is a certain amount of time and then you have to wait 11 months.
Correct.
So,
all right.
Tom, shall we get to it? This has been a wild week talking about success. I went back yesterday and was listening to the episodes because I felt like there were some nuggets in there. And sometimes when you're doing this, you don't hear yourself. I know it sounds really weird, but I felt like there were things we both said that I was so busy doing my job, if you will, that I didn't have time to process. And the real big thing that came to me, if I can jump right into what my discovery of the week is,
Sure.
was that you and I are big fans of celebration. And we talk about celebrating steps. And we use the word steps, and we've used that word steps all along.
Sure.
I think we use that word steps when, in some cases, the better word would be success. If we do something we've never done before, even if it goes horribly wrong, and it can, it's a step. It's a step closer to whatever it is. Even if it's completely going backwards 3 steps, well, at least you know not to go back that way.
Okay.
And so to me, the discovery of the week is really that success is equal to celebrating the actions we take, which I didn't tie success to that. I've always, we've talked about celebration for a year and a half, 2 years. Never really tied it to success. I kind of divorced it from success because to me, it's those steps that we're taking. Let's celebrate the steps. And if you celebrate enough steps before you know it, you hit that point of success.
Yeah.
But my thought this week is when you're celebrating, whatever you're celebrating, that's success. You're celebrating success. Success, whether it's positive, negative, it's success because you did something different.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I think it's, we talk about steps because it's the next. A lot of times we're helping people figure out the next one. Typically because, and I think this leads a little bit into part of my discoveries, is that people can't figure out the next step, and I think that's, people look at it as either they're stuck, they're frustrated, they're overwhelmed, they just can't figure it out. And I think so often that leads them to thinking that they've made a mistake or that whatever they're trying to accomplish is a failure, and they're not really able to achieve whatever it is that they set out to achieve and feel like that becomes their struggle. And I think us helping them really discover what the next step is for themselves is success, and it's going to allow them to move a little bit further along that line. And I think so my discovery on that is that if we find we are not achieving the success we desire, it likely means that we have gone as far as we can go alone, and that it's going to take someone, something, basically new knowledge, experience, or perspective to help you push through to get closer to what success looks like. And I don't think I ever really thought about it that way. I think that I thought about it as, okay, well, I just need to do it differently. I need to do, or I just need to keep doing it, and eventually it will work out. And I think that,
Or you'll figure it out, right?
correct.
But not in an active way. I
Right.
think I'm guilty at times of passively saying, well, it'll work itself out.
Right.
But
Or
I'm not willing to do the actions. Like you were talking about writing your book. You can talk about writing your book all you like until you sit down and stare at a blank sheet of paper or your computer screen and say, I'm going to write the book now. It's not going to happen. And will it be perfect right out of the gate? Nope.
no. Well, and I think that we think that we can, if I can imagine it, why can't I achieve it?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in some cases you can. And it's those cases that you can't, rather than being stuck trying to continue to figure it out, go find someone else who has something different that will help you move further along. And I guess it just comes back to the idea that why spend time struggling to figure something out when you could turn to someone else or have a resource where they could help you move you further along, because likely they have a fresh perspective. it's
Or they may just ask you the right question.
correct.
I mean, you've done that with me, or they might stack the things that you see as, I'm here, I'm at this point, and the person goes, no, you're actually at that point times 10. You, you're stuck in this thing, but you're forgetting that you did this, this, and this.
Right. And I think I think it's interesting that I think we sometimes believe that that person has to know everything about everything we're going to do or
Right.
everything about this situation. So it's interesting. Um, I saw a post for someone, I took that course to become a licensed consultant in the nonprofit standards of excellence. And so they have a message board, and someone was looking for a consultant to help them with a project, and it had to be done quickly. And they were looking for it pretty much over the next week or two, I think. So I reached out and I just said, hey, I'd be interested to talk about it. Well, the person wrote back and said, well, we looked at your webpage and we're really looking for someone who is a kind of like a tech expert who could help with my cousin's on.
I was going to say, whatever you're saying is not nearly as important as this.
I know.
So this is a cousin?
This is one of my cousins, one of my 5 other cousins.
Is she up in New York still?
She lives in Wellsville, New York. Absolutely.
Okay, her comment is, this is from Judy. I'm looking at you, Tom, and I see both your dad and Uncle Tom Hennessy. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Now, I've seen your father, and I do see you. Having seen your father, there definitely is a resemblance in there. Who's Uncle Tom? That wasn't the one that was on the program. No.
That was another one of my cousins.
Okay.
No, my Uncle Tom is a little bit older, and
I'm gonna have to start a list. And then Tom, I need to correct something. I didn't know this until right now, but my sister is joining us and says, good morning, Tom and Bob. I love eggnog. It tastes like a thick milkshake, but I don't put liquor in it. Merry Christmas. So
you might have to add that to your list.
She will be at our house this evening. I might have to go find some eggnog.
There you go. And thank you, Judy, for sharing that, and Beth as well. It's nice when our family participate in this. And it's funny because I almost never show up in a hoodie. So one of the times my cousins jump on and see this.
Well, and is she a Buffalo fan as well?
Yes.
Okay, well,
so it all works out.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. And the fact that she picked those two men to say that I have a resemblance of couldn't make me feel any better. So it's a great way.
That's quite a gift.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of the comments.
Absolutely.
You never know where a comment. So look, 2 comments that we got today. One made you feel really good. One helps me figure out how to make a holiday special.
And I think it kind of goes along with what I was talking about.
It does.
Well, and because what I was going to say is it comes sometimes from the most unlikely source.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we're trying to, your event tonight will be much more successful now that you know that this is there, and that someone else today will be brightened. And I think that so often I was talking about this story about someone looking for a technology expert who could talk about like policies and procedures at nonprofits for use of equipment, whether you have your own or it's the organizations. And as I read through it, part of me was like, yeah, that's not really me. And then I said, well, wait a minute. I have been in organizations where they have said, this is your personal phone and you're also paying for it and it's your work and we'll reimburse you, and others where it's been distributed. And I think that I do have some knowledge, experience, and perspective that I can share with them. And so I wrote back to this person. I said, well, look, here are some of the things that I've done. And I also know that sometimes people who have less of exactly what you're looking for have a different perspective. And they're going to look at it. I might see things that, as the casual user, having not only been in that situation and had to enforce the policies, I've also been the one who's had to deal with the policies that were presented to me. And the person was like, okay, great. And I think that was something that in the past I may have just disregarded and said, oh, all right, thanks, happy holidays, and moved on. And I think that's important for us as we when people ask us about something we might be struggling with, And we assume that they are not going to have anything that could be beneficial. We forget that they have knowledge, experience, and perspective that we don't. And that when we're willing to be open to whatever it is they want to share what our challenge is, and willing to receive whatever it is they have to offer, we might be able to get closer and closer to the success that we desire. Does that make any sense?
That made a lot of sense. And I love how you tied it all nice, neat in a bow. And my sister adds, Tom, you'll enjoy this. I love your casual look, Tom. So
now I'm going to struggle every morning with, do I go casual? I always like the fact that I'm like, I need to be a little more professional, but I appreciate that. Thank you, Beth.
That's it. So we should probably wrap up because there's wrapping to be done.
There is a lot to be done. There is no doubt. And what I would say is that if you have other thoughts on this or things about what you discovered this week about success, we'd love to see them. Put them in the chat here if you can. If not, go to our Ring of Renegades Facebook group. It's easy to join if you're not yet a member. Just go to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades, and you can be part of our growing community. And I know there will be a lot of celebrating in there over the next day or two over the next couple of days through the week as we get to the new year. So we hope that we will see you inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, or we'll see you Monday morning for our next episode of today's Antidote. Have a great day. Have a wonderful holiday. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Hey, and embrace the renegading you. It's worth it.
And is it worth it to try some eggnog today, Bob?
No.
Down on that.
I can't even believe I'm going to buy it.
That might be like 3 or 4 days in a row. You know, when we went to date nut bread, humbug day, eggnog, we're kind of struggling with diving into these celebrate. Maybe that's our New Year resolution. Is that
maybe we should create our own days, Tom. Maybe that should be our celebration each day. We come up with a day because we're renegades, right? We could create our own day and celebrate something each day. Not my worst idea.
Ponder on that one. It's an idea we should look into. Every idea is helpful. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful holiday, and we will see you soon. Thanks for listening to today's Antidote, powered by the Renegade Success Network. The Renegade Success Network helps you confidently create your own unique pathway to success. To learn more about the Renegade Success Network and how you can take your next step, follow us on Twitter, connect on LinkedIn, or join the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. For full details on how you can join our community, go to renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Embrace the renegade in you.